You're listening to iCannabisRadio.com.
You're listening to Reverend Jeremy
and Georgia
on iCannabisRadio.com.
Hey, there we go. So when you do this...
Sorry, yeah. I forgot I had the kids bump on there.
Oh, and that was so cute. Hi, everybody. It is April 7th, 2014. My name is Georgia.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm new to the show. How you doing?
You have nice boobs, Jer.
I have nice boobs?
Yeah.
Thanks.
When you do that, you have nice boobs. Ask Boone.
Right. Hey, I forgot.
Well, welcome. We're live on iCannabis Radio tonight. Boondog, this is what happens when Chris doesn't bring GNU. Boone thinks that Jeremy's the next best thing.
He goes up and he chews on this part.
Is there food in there?
No, it just when I was down messing with him early, he jumped down here. Rawr! That's the only thing he goes to chew on. See?
He rard or you rard?
I rard.
Oh, you rard.
I rard at him, little bastard.
Right? Wow, it is going to be spring. It is going to be spring.
So I went out to. Really?
Okay, Boone. Crazies.
Okay. I went out to California, and it's been spring there for a long time.
Yeah, since like the 1800s.
Apparently. Because there is so much lush and healthy and wow. I mean, just leaving the airport, once we got out of San Francisco, that really helped. Because San Francisco, if you've never been there, is just piled on top of itself. It's stacked, it's compressed, it's compacted, it's on hills.
7 miles by 7 miles. And
more people live there than in all of Colorado, I think. Or no, it was 800 and some odd thousand. Different numbers from different websites, but...
Lots of people live there.
Lots of people. I mean, the total number of Colorado of people is less than the entire population of the Bay Area.
Wow, I believe that.
So...
I believe that. So what were you doing in California besides missing me?
Well, I was trying to sort of fulfill a mental quip, I guess. Took some of Jenny's hair out to the ocean and some of that and just needed some time to get away and try to get my head straight. And it didn't really help a lot. The going to the beach part did, but I didn't really get my head too straight while I was out there. It was just nice to not have to deal with any responsibility, so... for 12 days, it was really relatively nice.
Good.
But it was very refreshing being able to do what I did on the beach with having my little ceremony for Jenny. It was quite fulfilling.
She's co-hosting with us tonight.
She is. There might be a marker. Nope. Yep, it was on the side. I see it standing right there. But it's a black and white marker, and it fits in quite well with the black and white charcoal painting. There we go. So, yeah.
That's really lovely.
So I'm really grateful to have acquired that piece. And I was told that I can make prints of it.
Oh,
so
cool.
I will try to find somebody, take a high-def picture of it, and we'll turn it into prints. And
we need one for the studio.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. So... I think the picture was taken in the studio that's taken from, so it's quite...
That's why she's back, yeah.
Right, it feels...
Probably that mic right there that you're on. No, this one. This one.
Yeah, I sat here, she sat there.
It's so nice that they don't smell bad. Just so you folks know, sometimes microphones smell like...
The inside
breath.
of people's mouths, yeah.
Inside of people's mouths. Because you have to get right up on them. And sometimes people think that you have to get right up on them.
Right.
And I don't know. It's not even an oral hygiene thing. It's just when you have this porous thing that absorbs liquids and stuff.
He's chasing his tail.
Then I know. And he catches it and he's so surprised. Anyway, so sometimes they smell. So it's nice that it doesn't smell.
Well, so there's a pointer for people tonight. We'll just throw those out at random. Microphones are not penises. Don't put them in your mouth. And on that note, tourists. If you're a tourist in Colorado, the Colorado state law says slower traffic, keep right. That means that the left lane is the fast lane. I used to yell at people and assume that everybody knew this. but I have recently left the state, and it's been a while since I've been out to the West Coast. And I've learned that people in California drive totally opposite of how we do out here. The left lane out in California is the slow lane. The right lane is the fast lane. So I've now nicknamed the Colorado slow lane. I call it now the California fast lane. So I figure when I'm passing people in the right lane here, they might look over and assume that I'm from California. If they themselves are from California, they just think, oh, that's normal.
Right.
And the jackass that's doing 58 in the fast lane, where we go around them and you honk at them and they just look at you like, duh, what?
Right.
Sorry, it's different here in Colorado, so I'm no longer yelling at people. It's more of an instructional type statement.
That's
right. If you're a tourist, left lane, fast lane. Don't be in it.
Left lane is really a passing lane. That's really all that it's intended to do.
Right.
You are to pass the slower traffic.
And the only reason you should continue to stay in it is if you're traveling faster than the people to the right of you on a consistent basis, and where it would just be dangerous for you to be weaving in and out of that same lane.
Right. When I lived in California, because of course I lived in San Francisco before I moved to Colorado, I was one of the hundreds of thousands of people piled on top of each other. One of the things that always surprised me, I never got used to, was the motorcyclists that passed in between. They pass
it's legal
on the
in
shoulders.
Cali.
Yeah, you can. However you need to go down the road on a motorcycle, you can.
If you want to avoid rush hour in California, the trick is to get a motorcycle. The only thing I did not see a motorcycle do out there was actually ride on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean that they can't.
Right.
I don't know if they can or can't, but they can ride on those broken lines in the middle of the streets. When there's 3 feet between you and the car next to you, there may be a motorcycle coming up. You never know.
Well, and it's one of those things that, I mean, I'm all about share the road and look twice to look for motorcycles, but you don't expect them to be coming down the middle if you're in the left lane trying to get back over to the right.
Well, what if you're sitting there and your kid's just got their arm out the window doing the little wave thing, and then a motorcycle goes and rips the kid's arm off? Or that'd
be awful.
Any number of possible things.
That'd be
What if you open up your door to dump out your spit cup, like my dad chews? He does that frequently.
And on the highway going 55?
If you're sitting in rush hour traffic going zero, and that motorcycle cruises past you doing 30 in between cars.
It's so scary. I am amazed by how talented they are, because I would be bouncing off the cars. I don't know. It just sounds awful.
It is. It looks like an obstacle course kind of training sort of simulation. You're just zoning out. You're looking at the pretty
everything.
Everything. Because especially when you're out of San Francisco. So, on that note, really quick, I have to throw this out there. So we're leaving one of the northern towns north of San Francisco, like an hour away, and we're leaving, and we're on the 101, I think.
And you have to say the 101. Because that's something else they do in California. It's the 280. It's the 101. It's not Highway 101.
Right.
It's not.
Yeah,
it's the
and
101.
Then you could I need you to get to the 5 and 10, and it's like, what the fuck is that? But if you live there, you know what they're referring to. The 5 and 10, you know right where that intersection roughly kind of is, because it's where the 5 meets
intersects the 10.
Right. But when you're coming into San Francisco, all the little towns, the stretch of traffic leaving exceeds the length from 120th to Hampton Boulevard.
I bet.
By lots and lots of miles. And so I think, fuck, when I leave and I'm in the middle of Denver and it's like, oh, I don't want to leave, it's rush hour.
At least you don't have that.
I cannot foresee complaining ever again.
I know. Well, it'll take you a month till it wears off. Exactly.
Right. But as long as I just remember what I saw,
right.
that people sat in traffic for what has to be hours and hours and hours.
Right.
But the benefit is once you get out of San Francisco, it's just tree tunnels and flowers and just lush everything.
Yeah.
And so at least if you're stuck there, all you got to do is look around. You're like, wow, oh, wow, oh, look, wow, oh, wow, oh, wow.
And that's pretty, and that's pretty, and that's lovely, and that, yeah.
It really is.
It really is.
And so
you had a nice time.
I did. I see why California is so desired to be at now, because they have mountains. We tote all that here in Colorado. Oh, we got mountains, and we got flatlands, and we got desert, we got everything. Oh, yeah? Find me a fucking lake. Right? Oh, wait, Lake Dillon? That's a small pond we got up in the mountains. Next.
Reservoirs.
Oh, yeah.
We got us some reservoirs. I do miss water here.
Those are spittoons in comparison to just leaving the state and going almost anywhere else. There's lakes and we got rivers. Ooh, but that's from our snow mountains.
Which is fine. They're beautiful. And I mean, we certainly can't complain about being here.
No.
But if we had some significant lakes, it would be pretty amazing.
It would be so much better.
It'd be so cool.
It's nice being around water. Although I will say, when it's 58 degrees at nighttime here, you can be outside in shorts and a t-shirt. It's gorgeous. When it's 58 degrees outside there, you're in a fucking sweatshirt, pants, you're cold, you got a hat on. Holy humidity. Changes everything.
Just like having a baby.
I sound like this is the first time I've left Colorado, and it's more of just freshly getting back from not leaving and being near the coast for a long time. So, I did go to California last year for the Cannabis Cup, but still.
And it's not Texas.
Thank God.
Right. So, after we take a break, I have a couple things I want to talk about. One of which is that we have tickets to give away.
Oh, yeah?
Did you know that?
I did not.
You didn't know that either?
I didn't.
Gabe didn't know that either.
Nice.
Boone knew.
Well, that fucker was probably trying to tell me earlier when he was growling at me. I kept looking at him saying, I don't know what you're saying, man.
And he's so pissed. How can you not know?
It's all gibberish, buddy.
Yeah. And I also, so I need to talk about reproduction.
It's today, Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It seemed like a Tuesday topic.
I don't even want to talk about sex. I don't want to talk about sex. I mean, we can.
That's not really reproduction. Sex is fun. Reproduction is sometimes a consequence.
I want to talk about the post-coitus activities that occur once an animal is impregnated and what happens in the Edson household.
Well, all right. Now, that's different than sex. You're right.
Yeah, it's not sex.
You have moved it from a Tuesday night conversation back to a Monday night conversation.
And possibly even a Tuesday morning conversation.
Right.
Yeah. We had some shocking things happen in our house yesterday that I want to talk about after the break.
Nice. I almost think we should take a break now. Just jump the gun a little. Should we talk about? We haven't made a commercial yet for
my dad's company.
Right.
No, we just talk about it all the time.
Well, it's almost 7:14, so we should talk
about
it now. Go to break because I want to know what happened at the house. Like I got panic attacks and too much stupid shit going on in my head. I need to hear other fun things because it's alternate reality for me.
That's right. So before we start talking about animal sex, we're going to talk about my father's insurance company, Cuffle Collimore and Company. Dad, that was the best segue I could possibly do tonight. I'm sorry.
I think we're even for something I did in the past. I feel better now.
Cuffle Collimore and Company not only is able to provide all of your insurance needs, if you are in the marijuana industry, they have got some special policies just for you. First of all, you need crop insurance. Believe it or not, if your grow burns to the ground, guess what? Your plants in most policies are not covered. Losing your plants, really big deal.
What happens if they're infested? Like bugs, like if all of a sudden you have does that cover it, or is that?
They could. We should call.
We should.
Yeah, 488-4348.
Start over. Strike one.
1-800-488-4302.
And a swing and a hit.
Thank you. Cuffle Collimore and Company, cufflecollimore.com. You can email my dad at bob@cufflecollimore.com, rtc@cufflecollimore.com, and he's happy to talk to you, give you a quote, try to figure out what it is that you need for your insurance needs. Don't be uninsured. Don't be underinsured. It's a really bad idea.
Now, does he only do commercial grows? Or does he insure people's newly legal 6-plant, 12-plant home grows?
I don't know.
We have to get on the phone with this gentleman.
Oh, let's have him on.
I have questions.
Yeah.
And he has answers.
And he's adorable.
Well, I see a guest in our future.
Okay, we'll call my dad and we'll have him on the show. Oh my gosh, he'll love that.
Should we tell him or should we just surprise him?
No, we'll just call him.
All right.
We'll just call him.
That's what keeps it fun.
Yeah.
Surprise, Dad, you're on the air with people that say weird shit.
Couple Collimore and Company, a proud sponsor of iCannabis Radio. Jeremy and I will be right back.
The Law Office of Edson Maton and Matz provides criminal defense, family law, medical marijuana defense, and advice about setting up and running a medical marijuana center, optional premises cultivation operation, and infused product manufacturing businesses throughout the state of Colorado. We're focused on providing high-quality service and customer satisfaction. We will do everything we can to meet your expectations. WarrenEdson.com. Edson Maton and Matz in Denver, 303-831-8188, and in Aspen, 970-948-7183. WarrenEdson.com.
Are you a medical marijuana patient or interested in finding out how to become one? Contact Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern. Conveniently located on Hamden and Tamarack in the Whole Foods parking lot behind Proof of the Pudding, Mile High Wellness offers a wide variety of edibles, hashes, and some of Colorado's top strains. Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern. 3525 South Tamarack, Suite 110, on the corner of Hamden and Tamarack. 720-382-8516. Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern.
Boo. Oh, boo.
Yep, nope, you got it. You got it right the first time.
You know what? You and I are not communicating well tonight. I'm trying to read your mind. I'm trying to foresee the future, and I can't do it.
No, you did it right. I just was late on the banner. My fault.
Oh.
You were on point. I just was a little behind.
Thank you. Normally that's so me. Okay, so do you guys know that we got a bunch of pets in December in my household?
I did not know that.
So,
The dragons.
yep. So we got a dog, another dog, puppy. You guys have all seen the puppy. You all know the puppy. So Warren has a really good friend, and his name is Jesus. And Jesus is a really great guy. And he talked to us one night in early December and said, "Hey, I have a bearded dragon, and I don't feel like I'm giving it enough attention. Do you think Gavin would want it?" And I was like, sure. Didn't think anything of it. Don't really know anything about bearded dragons. But a couple days after Christmas, Jesus comes over to our house. Ho, ho, ho. Santa bearing gifts. Gavin, come out to my car with me. He opens the back of his big Yukon, and he has a 40-gallon tank with a cute bearded dragon in it. And we bring the bearded dragon into our house, and it's really cute. And he's like, ho, 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 Gavin, back out to my car. He's like, you can't have one bearded dragon. You have to have two bearded dragons because they're very social, and they are. They like to cuddle. They like to be held. They like to be petted. So we have two bearded dragons. And boys and girls, when a boy bearded dragon and a girl bearded dragon are alone together, the boy bearded dragon takes advantage of the girl bearded dragon. That's what happens.
I don't really think that's fair. I really don't. I think that it's quite possible that female bearded dragon may have just taken advantage. How do we know?
I have seen
Right.
it. First of all, because she yawns. I've seen her yawn during when he's on top of her. She's like,
It's quite possible she's just pulling in more air because he's doing it well. I mean, but they are bearded dragons. Maybe they don't do it well at all. I don't know. I mean, how do we really know? Maybe he was having a bad day and she was trying to yell out to somebody and realized she couldn't say anything.
because she's bearded dragon.
Right.
And they don't make noise.
Right.
Yeah, could be. So we got them in the end of December, and long about the middle of February, walk into Gavin's room, and there's a whole bunch of styrofoam in the cage. I'm like, that's so weird. I wonder why there's styrofoam in the cage.
Uh-oh.
Dear God, those are eggs.
I think I remember hearing something about this.
Yeah, 16 of them. 16 eggs. 16 bearded dragon eggs.
Actually, I think I remember this now.
I probably told you.
Right?
Now, luckily, There are places like Scales and Tails, and I'm going to give some free plugs to the Scales and Tails reptile store in North Glen on 104th. They are amazing. It's in the plaza right next to, the sign, the marquee says pizza puppies, or puppy pizza. I don't know what that is. There's a e-cigarette store right next door. There's like a Santiago's, and there's some other restaurant. Anyway,
But it says puppy pizza?
Yeah.
Might be like Girl Scout cookies. It's not actually made with what it says.
Right. I think there's puppies there, and I think that there's pizzas. I know. The Wing Cave is there. Do you know the Wing Cave?
Wing Cave?
Wing, like chicken wings. Yeah. It's in the same plaza as the Wing Cave. It's called Scales and Tails.
Wing Cave.
And they are amazing. Their manager's name is Tommy, and I think he speaks our language. I'm guessing they all do.
Stoner?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Really nice guys. So I called them up and I said, oh my gosh, what do I do with these 16 eggs? And they said, bring them down. We'll incubate them for you. Don't you worry about a thing. So I bring them down. And I'd read some stuff on the internet. Don't ever read stuff on the internet. Just don't do it. They told me if I rolled the egg over, like once the egg is laid, it needs to sit there for a while, because if you roll it over, it like breaks apart.
But that's lovely.
Yeah. So I carefully put all these eggs in a bowl, run them to Scales and Tails, and they tell me that most of the eggs don't look like they're going to develop, which apparently isn't unusual for bearded dragons. You guys are going to get this whole bearded dragon education. So anyway, of the 16 original eggs, 6 of them, we've visited them too. 6 of them are developing just fine and will hatch probably next week. My son has some friends who want bearded dragons. So if anyone wants bearded dragons, we'll have eggs. Just so you know, they'll hatch next week.
Are they good for breakfast?
The eggs at this point are developed. They would be good for breakfast right now, like if they were born right now, or if they were laid right now. But
how big are they?
They're like the size of my thumb.
Each of them?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's not that big.
She spit out 16 of them?
Yeah.
And you didn't know she was pregnant?
Well, here's the embarrassing thing. So again, I got on the internet and I Googled, how do you know if your bearded dragon is pregnant? Because we figured that she was, because we saw Steve take advantage of her and we saw her yawn. So we knew she must be pregnant. So I did what they said to do on YouTube to tell if they're pregnant. And I was like, oh, thank God she's not pregnant. 2 days later, she laid 16 eggs.
Would you throw her down the stairs? How do you...
You hold her up and you feel the eggs in her belly, because they're little. I mean, they're thin little lizard bodies.
Right.
She's supposed to look really fat, and you're supposed to be able to feel it.
So basically, she was like a 6-shooter, but a 16 shooter.
She was a 16 shooter.
Turd torpedo eggs.
And they're bright white. They're like white. So anyway, I panic. The guy Scales and Tails takes really good care of us. I'm extremely thrilled. I've called and checked up on the eggs. I've taken Gavin and one of his friends who's going to get one of them to go visit, and they're wonderful every time we go there. So Gavin and I go skiing yesterday. We have this great day. We each take like colossal tumbles because the snow is so the powder, Chris. Oh my gosh, spring skiing at its finest. Like everything that's great about spring skiing. It's warm. Either fresh snow, the powder isn't powdery. It's actually, I mean, some of it's powdery, but most of it is like getting sticky. And so it just makes it was just a fun day. Gavin, I have a video of him. We should show it. He tumbles 3 times, lands face down in the snow on a green run because he had to find the only untouched powder right by the trees. And he pops up and he's laughing hysterically, just cannot stop laughing, covered in snow. It's all down his jacket. Ski had popped off, whole 9 yards. It was awesome. Anyway, so we get home from this great day. We're both feeling pretty beat up. And I'm like, I'm going to go check on my lizards because I love my lizards. And the male bastard is sitting up by the heat light. I can't find my girl. I'm looking around, and there she is under the log with eggs.
More eggs. I saw that coming for some reason.
15 of them, although,
Holy shit.
yeah.
How long do they, from pregnancy to birth?
It,
Or from conception to birth? whatever.
I'm guessing somewhere in the neighborhood of month and a half. And then the eggs take 60 days to hatch. So I took them to Scales and Tails yesterday. So yeah.
So do they pay you for the eggs?
They don't pay you for the eggs. They pay you. So when the eggs hatch, you raise them until they're about 4 weeks old, and then they'll pay you for the babies that they'll turn around and sell for, are you ready? $60.
Wow.
Each baby bearded dragon sells for $60.
So it sounds like instead of the money tree, you've got a little money machine.
You know, I said
Dragon
to Warren,
eggs
I'm
seem to
like,
be
this is
fairly
my cottage.
valuable.
This is my cottage industry. I'm gonna have a lizard business, and he's like, we cannot have a lizard mill in our house. This is not. We're not gonna have a lizard mill. I'm like, no, I will love her, but she's got to go to work.
It sounds like she already is. Sounds like you're already in business. I think that Warren's just got to accept the fact that the Schmidt has hit the fan.
Right.
You know.
So yeah. If anyone is interested in a bearded dragon, let me know, because we have some. And we'll have even more.
Whatever that weed was really good. I don't think we talk about weed enough on our show for being a Night Cannabis radio show. Not that I have anything to talk about it right now, but that weed tasted good. Well, fuck, of course it is.
Everybody loves the Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
It smells good. It smells
does.
pretty.
So, what do you figure in another month or two you're going to have another 15 dragon eggs?
At some point, we're going to have to separate them because she can't be pregnant all the time.
Says who?
Well, says the lizard people.
I don't know if the Lizard King would agree with that.
Steve, the lizard king.
Jim, the Lizard King.
Steve thinks he's the lizard king. But so yeah, if you're interested in bearded dragons, hit me up because I got the market cornered.
Nice.
But we also have some other stuff to give away.
Oh, yes.
Do you know what's in a couple weeks?
The Cannabis Cup. Slayer?
Slayer, really?
Yeah, they're in May. I'm taking my daughter. It's going to be fucking awesome.
I don't think I know a single Slayer song.
We could... No, I don't know.
Oh, I wouldn't go to... I mean, can you imagine? I wouldn't know what to
Georgia,
do.
the Slayer show, that would be fucking epic.
I
I
wouldn't
know
even-
that people throw the word epic around a lot, but if people know you, to see you at a Slayer show would be damn near the equivalent of Felix jumping out of a hot air balloon in space. You know,
That was pretty epic.
That was fucking way epic. The videos that keep coming out of that,
Oh, my
sensational.
stomach. Seriously, my stomach does flips every single time.
He's just standing there, and then he's not. And he's just plummeting miles to the earth. I've been watching Cosmos lately, so it's getting even cooler thinking about what he's done. It's like, wow, it's fucking crazy.
One
brave.
of the boldest, bravest, craziest moves ever, in my opinion.
I would have to say, I mean,
In
you
my humble
jump out of
opinion.
a perfectly good spaceship capsule thing and just go. That part where he got stuck in that spin and he's like, I think I'm going to pass out. It's like, man, I could see how you could become a small explosion on the ground real easily just by spinning and losing complete consciousness. You
I
throw
didn't even
up,
know
you
that
fill up
happened.
your-
What happened?
Oh, it's in the middle of the video. He's on like some kind of a spin, and there's a video or a audio clip of him saying, I can't stop spinning. I'm dizzy. I feel like I'm going to pass out and black out or whatever. It was like, holy shit.
And so how did he pull himself out of it?
Just maneuvered and got it to where he got balanced again and equalized, and it's crazy to watch, especially because you already know the outcome.
Right, you know he's
he
fine.
makes it,
You know
but
he's
then when
fine.
you watch it, you're like, holy fuck, oh my God. Because, I don't know, maybe the brain just starts to assume, what if this was me? You're worried about a parachute not opening. What about if you don't even get a chance to open your parachute? Crazy shit. But not too many people are jumping from not outer space, but from orbit. You
That's
know,
not.
so-
It wasn't considered outer space.
you have to be outside of Earth orbit,
Oh,
I believe, for it to be considered.
all right, Bill Nye.
So me and Jenny went and saw Bill Nye.
I know.
It was awesome.
Was
and
he
we
in
saw
Boulder?
Huh?
Was he in Boulder?
Yes.
Yeah.
We also saw Jay and Silent Bob. I believe that they were up in Boulder too, but don't quote me on that. That's a little hazy, but
That's fun.
That was awesome.
My kid's only allowed to watch YouTube, like unsupervised, if he's watching Bill Nye videos.
Well, you should expand it to stuff like the universe, Cosmos. Good shows.
Okay.
Good shows.
I'll think about that.
The
for
new
sure.
Cosmos is wow. Like the graphics and the animations that they did. Like I just watched one before I left to come here, and it was the black holes, and he's in like a spaceship, and it shows like he's riding past the event horizon, and wow, it's like wow, this holy shit. I wish that I could take this back in time and go, here, look, dude, look. This is what they're going to show you in the future. You still can't do it, but look.
When we come back, we should talk about a little bit about cannabis because there's some like newsy things going on too.
Well, and especially because you hinted at something coming up and some tickets, something. So I don't know, and I just kind of blew right past it because I was really hoping that we could keep a little bit of suspense.
I know. Is anyone interested in what we have for free?
Free tickets, free stuff, free
Stuff for free.
Yeah, who likes that? I do. I like free shit.
All right. Well, our show's not free.
It is.
Chris, that's so rude.
What the fuck?
Jackhammering in the middle of our show. So let's take a break during Chris's jackhammering, and we'll come back and we'll talk about free stuff and weed.
Yeah, sounds good.
Free weed?
The Law Office of Edson, Mayton, and Matz provides criminal defense, family law, medical marijuana defense, and advice about setting up and running a medical marijuana center, optional premises cultivation operation, and infused product manufacturing businesses throughout the state of Colorado. We're focused on providing high-quality service and customer satisfaction. We will do everything we can to meet your expectations. WarrenEdson.com. Edson, Mayton, and Matz in Denver, 303-831-8188, and in Aspen, 970-948-7183. WarrenEdson.com.
Damn, that happens fast. What the fuck is that noise? It sounds like... Oh, yeah. It sounds like somebody's playing a guitar, and I forget that there's a body shop next door, and it's probably a power sander or something.
What's a power sander?
Body shop, and you're taking off paint.
Oh. I love it when boys are boys, and they have to know about tools and stuff. It's ridiculous. They pretend.
You just got to know how shit works sometimes, at least a little bit.
Yeah, I think boys make stuff up a lot. I just do. I think that. So there's this cool thing called 420 Days. Have you heard about it?
I've not.
Anybody?
No? All right. Sweet. So you're about to educate a whole room full of...
It's what's really
people.
sad is that today is the 7th of April, and there is a weekend concert, 420 weekends, outside in downtown Denver, and some of the most knowledgeable people about weed events know nothing about it.
I've had my head buried in the
Expendables there.
Temple Project.
I know there's a bunch of random people playing in Denver, but I thought that was just known.
Well, there's some so behind the theater on Spear Boulevard. So in downtown Denver, the theater district butts up against the diagonal street that runs diagonal through the city, Spear Boulevard, and there's a huge lawn out back. You guys all familiar with the lawn with the crazy statues of the people?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That will be cordoned off for the weekend. Cordoned. There'll be a fence around it for the weekends. And there will be bands and food and drink and vendors all weekend long.
Is this some kind of 420 competition?
It's
are
just,
they trying to veer the... Who's throwing it?
the guys that own Cervantes. So it's all bands, all the time, all kinds of fun.
And it's outdoors?
Outside.
In a park?
Yep. And guess what we have? Tickets to give away.
Nice.
We have lots of tickets. Who wants to go?
I do.
Yeah. we
And it's
all wanna
420 weekend? I mean, it's on...
go. Yeah, it's 420 weekend.
Wow.
All weekend long. We'll have a table. We'll share a table with Edson, Mayton, and Matz and Urban at MMD of Colorado. So the three of us will all have a table together. And Yeah, we have tickets. So if you guys are interested, listeners, if you are interested in tickets, here is what I need you to do. You are to send us a screenshot of your Facebook page that for one day has listened to iCannabis Radio, our web address link on your Facebook for an entire day, and then message us a screenshot of that, and you can win a pair of tickets.
Well, that sounds pretty easy.
Doesn't that sound fun? All kinds of fun bands. I mean, it's going to be beautiful. We've had 420 weekend, or 420 has run the gamut of sleet, snow, craziness, beautiful t-shirt weather. This year, I almost guarantee you it's going to be ideal.
I sure hope so, because there is a lot of cannabis parties happening.
What's happening?
Well, the Cannabis Cup all weekend.
So how's that going to work in the new location?
It's supposed to be at the Denver Mart.
There is an outside area, the merchandise mart? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who knows? We'll see. We will see.
Yeah, I saw that.
Should be interesting. Then there's the annual 420
Because remember, it's
rally.
still against the law to smoke outside in public.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes.
I mean, that's where people were smoking at the Expo Center, was outside. So as long as it's not in view of the general public, there might be a chance. But I drive I-25. There's a big fucking sign.
I know. I've seen it.
Right at 58th, big high times. And it's like, okay, there's no discrete nature of anything. Hundreds of thousands of people have seen it in the time it's been up.
Right.
So it's not a secret. There will be pot smoking on Easter in Colorado at the Denver Mart.
At the merchandise mart. So I have a question. Has the Cannabis Cup run its course?
Competition. I mean, has the Super Bowl run its course? Has the Stanley Cup? I mean, these are all just competitions for people that need their egos jerked off. I know I was there, but I won, and I'm good. So I can step back and say,
I got jerked off. I went home.
It was good. It was great, you know. And the same basic thing. It's just competitions for people, you know. It gives people something to do.
Do you think the typical person who goes to the Cannabis Cup cares about who wins?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Only the people that are willing to fork out tons of grams or ounces and lots of money care about that. It's more of a fun festival. Although last year it was so wall to wall. Like, thank God we had our booth. Yeah, you know. So me and Jenny just hid back there, and it was like, fuck going out there. It's scary.
I had to have. I mean, I would, if Chris had not taken me around, I would not have gone, because it tweaked all of my crowd phobias, like every bit of it.
There's nothing you could do about it.
Look, that's left over from last year, remember?
Yep.
When you guys made us the
last minute too.
It was
Well,
so
I was
cool.
hammering those out like a couple nights before, and it's like, oh shit, let's go.
It was awesome.
Got it, and it was like, all right. Yeah, I got Jenny's too. I'm
So I was
excited.
going to say earlier that it's interesting. The grief is an interesting thing, because it goes in these cycles, and it's different for everybody. But you know, as life starts to normalize itself with that person no longer physically there, when a wave of grief hits, it feels so almost surprising.
Well, it's like reliving it all over again. As you know, I'm obviously currently going through that. But even more so, okay, well, let's try to figure out how to explain this. So over the last 7.5 months, I've kind of developed this, I don't want to say like a fake take on life, but I've just developed this like false sense of reality where it's damn near impossible to even try to put into words. But, you know, I don't know. I'll try to work on it and see what I can come up with for words. But now that I've moved into a new house and I'm trying to go through boxes, you know, I've lived there now for, Monday, a week. You know, moved in actually 1 week ago right now. I was moving stuff in. Mm-hmm. So I've been going through the boxes because I can't find my computer modem. And so that's forcing me to go through all the boxes. So
I labeled all the boxes that I did, so I just want you to know that.
some of them are labeled really, really well. Some of them are labeled okay. Some of them, I opened up one, said fragile all over it, opened it up, and there's fabric enclosed. I'm like, fuck.
I could have done that one maybe.
Well, now some of them were just reused old boxes,
okay.
and whoever did it didn't think to cross it out, which is okay because, you see fragile, and it's like, oh, that box is going to be treated well. In the storage unit, there was a box that said fragile. It was like this big, and the top was crunched down about that far by a box with an arrow pointing down. And it's like, and there were boxes stacked on top of it, and I was looking at it thinking,
who put this on the bottom?
the arrow, fuck it. And I don't even remember what was in that box. Glass. I think it was kitchen plates and stuff, but so needless to say, I still can't find the computer modem or the router. But I have seen a ton of things that have just made it hard to even want to be alive. And nothing like that I could say, oh, this or that. I mean, I can point out one thing for sure that is a simple story.
The tape?
Tape.
The bondage tape?
Oh, that box, that was fun. So I found the bondage tape, the bondage straps that we had wrapped around our bed. That stuff was sad.
So I'm in charge of packing up the bedroom, and
I wish I would have put you in charge of the fucking computer modem.
and let me just tell you, there's a couple things that you need to do. You know how your mom always says, always wear clean underwear? Make sure that stuff on your bedside table, if you die, that you don't mind people going through and looking at it.
Well,
that is the advice that I have to give.
And trust me, Jenny
did not care
qualms.
at all.
She did not give a shit. She's like, come on in. If you're in my room, then you're dealing with what you're seeing.
So I'm typing up boxes, and I go to Jeremy, and I'm like, this isn't sticky. This tape isn't sticky. It's not supposed to be sticky.
And I told you, I was like, no, it's for tying people up without having any sticky on it.
It was pretty. It was bright color. I was like,
red.
oh, yeah. I was like, I want to use this. It wasn't sticky.
Yeah, it's. I don't think you can bondage the boxes together. But you never know. Don't know until you try.
So
the one sad thing that I will mention that I opened up was, I was going through the bathroom stuff, and there's just all these older things, but on the bottom of the box, and all some of the newer stuff at the top. And one of the newer things was a double pack of toothbrushes. One of the toothbrushes was gone, and it's like it's a very real. I don't even know how to say it. Slap in the face, I guess.
It's a tangible reminder that
when you look at it
you're
and
a one
say,
toothbrush family now.
Right. Well, that and think about that shit next time you go to the store and you buy a fucking 12-pack of soda, that you might be dead before that last soda is drank, or before that gallon of milk that you just bought is consumed, or that toothbrush, that second toothbrush is used. That's hardcore as fuck to think about, and that just I fell apart.
Yeah.
And
it's those interesting waves that hit you. Looking at the name tag things that you guys all made for us last year, and none of us were at the Cannabis Cup at the same time. Chris was probably the only one that was with everybody. But we were all there participating as part of iCannabis Radio, and we're all friends, and we all have that connection. And this year, well, first of all, we're not going as iCannabis Radio, but it's just different. It's just different, and it'll never be the same. And those are the kinds of things that remind me, at least, that if you're not around to finish that gallon of milk or to use that second toothbrush, you better have made the best of it up until the end.
When I keep.
Is that my dog? My dog is wrecking the station.
So it's my understanding that we get to have a table this year at the Cup, for Jenny.
It's for Jenny.
And it's really weird because I've got this blanket hanging on my wall, now that I've got my own room where I can sort of get things up on the walls and whatever. I got all her original paintings up on one wall. And then the wall behind me, I've got another one of her original paintings, and then the blanket that her mom had made, and it's got a big picture of Jenny, and then on the bottom it's got a little picture of Jenny, and then the two outside pictures are pictures of me and her. And so one of them's that one of us at the Cup from last year or the year before. I mean, I don't know. That's Cannabis Cups. But it was the one where I had commented on it that was one of my most favorite pictures of us together because the look on her face was so amazing, and it's just like, holy shit. And so that's on there, so I stare at that every day, and it's weird. So to think that we've been to all the last Cannabis Cups together. She was, I brought her home from the hospital the day that we won the Cannabis Cup for kidney stone, and she stayed home, and I went and won and came back, and I did a little interview afterwards, now that you won the Cannabis Cup, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to go home, fuck my girlfriend. And she saw that, and she was super happy, but she was sick, so obviously we couldn't, anything, but she was like, oh, the gesture, I love you. But,
that you were thinking about me yourself.
Right. But it's weird to be doing this Cannabis Cup, having a table for her instead of being there with her. It's just the same as today's Monday, right? Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday I went up to the land for where the Apo's going to be on, and of course it was all snowy and muddy and whatnot. So as we're up there walking around surveying the land, you can vaguely see the roads that we build. Just the flatter areas that go through the trees and how there's kind of been worn. And I walked from where we parked. I pretty much walked to the furthest away point to the basic city that we make, where me and Jenny sat a shitload last year. That's like, I call that now our spot. So
creative, our spot.
Well, I call it Jenny's spot, but once I got there yesterday, it became our spot again, and because of what we did and how much time we spent there and how we watched everything, and yeah, I saw the look, and that's what happened.
Did I give you a look?
Well, that whole look when I said on the stuff that we did, you're like, the stuff that you did. Yes, we did that. And she stayed naked pretty much for the rest of the night as we walked around, and it was just the most awesomely liberating thing because it was really warm in the middle of the night, and she had no interest in putting her clothes back on.
Nice. Can we take a quick break?
Just her coat. Yes.
Break.
We shall. I had to end it on a happy note because it was getting sad. So let's take a break. A happy break.
High up in the Rockies is beautiful Frisco, Colorado. Medical Marijuana of the Rockies is a medical marijuana center with compassion for Colorado's medical patients. Looking for great meds grown organically in soil? You've come to the right place. Medical Marijuana of the Rockies is just off I-70 at exit 203. Check them out at the web at www.mmrockies.com. Their ever-changing strain and clone selection is updated on the website daily. When making a trip to the mountains, no matter the season, stop by Medical Marijuana of the Rockies. Make sure you say you heard about them on iCannabis Radio. You can call 970-668-MEDS to get more information. Medical Marijuana of the Rockies, your mountain source for meds.
Are you a runner? Are you a runner who supports marijuana legalization? Run on Grass is a group of athletes actively seeking to change our marijuana laws. We speak the truth about cannabis, bringing the message through our feet to new ears. Check out runongrass.com to find out more about us, our events, and how to join up or how to sponsor a runner. If you're in the Denver area, please join us for runs or start a group in your area. Running not your thing? Any sport can do it. On grass. Runongrass.com.
You're listening to Reverend Jeremy
and Georgia
on iCannabisRadio.com.
Oh my gosh, those are two such cute kids.
So I have to say, the other day we were running with joints, and I got to thinking, damn, we're running on grass. This is fucking sweet. And I thought of you, so you have to know. I don't ask why we were running. It really is irrelevant, but it happened. The statement was made. And it was there. I think it was on the beach.
Oh.
Spent a lot of time on the beach.
Good.
Found a bunch of sand dollars. What? Hasselhoff in it.
Yeah.
Oh, I was on Venice Beach. I did see the Baywatch fucking thing. And there was a guy lifeguard, yelling at people that were in the water up past their waist. So, like, there was this older guy out there, probably, in his 40s.
Yeah, older.
Well, just not a kid.
Yeah.
So, just an older, more responsible type person, not a kid.
Right.
Somebody that can make their own fucking choices.
Right.
Was out there splashing around having a good time. Somebody probably from Kansas, middle country, like me, where you get there and you're like, Californians sit on the beach, they're reading.
Right.
They watch all the tourists rip off all their clothes and run head first into 35, 50 degree water, something like that. And it's freezing fucking cold. And this guy's out there splashing around. And the lifeguard's yelling at him, get out of the water. And he had just done this to somebody else, and he finally got the person out. They're kind of like, fuck you, and whatever, and they went talking, and so he's over yelling at this other guy, and the guy's just like, go fuck yourself. I'm playing in the water. And he played for like another 10, 15 minutes, and finally came out and talked to the guy.
Why couldn't you ban over your waist?
I have no idea, because we went out to the beach right outside. Okay, if my tablet keyboard here is the San Francisco Zoo, here's the street, here's the fucking beach. Long stretch of just gorgeous beach. Found tons of sand dollars. Freezing cold.
Freezing cold.
But if it's cold outside, the water is warmer.
Feels warmer.
It's one of those illusions, correct.
Yeah.
But
my son almost got pulled under and away. We were playing on the beach. It was my friend Scott and his wife Chandra and Gavin and I. And I didn't really want to get wet, and so Scott was out there with him. And I turned around, wave hits my son, knocks him down. I'm like, Gav, get up! And he like looks at me as he's like being whisked out of the water. And my friend Scott was right there and picked him up. And you just have to stand up. Like,
well, yeah, but if it like in the waves in Hawaii when I was like a little kid, I think 11 or 12. I remember being out because it's warm for one.
Getting pummeled.
But they're huge.
Yeah.
So, you just get knocked down, you laugh, you get up, but that undertow will suck you the fuck. I got sucked under one time, and that was the last time I played in there.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I'm done. Of course I went back out, but when the undertow is strong, I recognized it before, but I wanted to experience it.
Right.
My parents are yelling at me, get out. No, I want to see it. And it sucks you right. And I'm like, okay, I experienced it. I'm done. Yeah. I touched the red hot. I get it. Yep. I won't do it again.
We had when we were just in Mexico, we had a long talk, not a long talk, but a consistent talk to Gavin about if for some reason the undertow gets you, what you need to do. And you swim parallel to the shore and it stops and then you can come in. But if you don't know what to do, you panic and it's awful. Yeah, it's scary. Okay, so 420 days. Remember, we got to remind people. The other thing I want to say really quick is we have chatted a lot and we haven't talked a ton about weed, as you said. So
we smoked some weed though.
You did, I know.
Did.
Wi-Fi.
We should smoke some more real quick because we didn't talk about it enough. So we kind of fucked up. We got to balance it out. Anyways, go on. Sorry.
So people are up in arms, understandably up in arms in Colorado about some bills that have been presented. That are being deemed child endangerment bills, and we don't have time to talk a lot about it, but I really want people to be super thoughtful about when they're protesting in front of the legislature in Colorado about what they're protesting. So these bills are not perfect, but the current law right now says that social services can take your kid because you're manufacturing an illegal substance, okay? They don't have to prove harm in any way, shape, or form.
So that's already the current law.
The current law today as it stands.
So if these other laws weren't up, it wouldn't matter. This is still current law.
That's the current law.
Okay.
The adjustment that they want to make, among other things, the entire bill is not perfect by any stretch, but one of the adjustments that they want to make is to say that you need to prove harm, not just the mere presence of a drug, but marijuana in particular, but you need to prove that the child has been harmed before social services takes your kid.
So basically, if you're caught with a legal 12-plant grow, whatever, all locked in the basement, done properly, now you can get your child can be taken away. But with this bill, it's possible that they'll have to try to go in and say, oh, that kid was sticking his finger in the lights and the fans and he could be in danger. And
they would have to come up with some kind of proof that the child was harmed because of that activity.
So does some of this fly in the face of the mass exodus, I guess you could say, of parents with their children from other states to here, with parents coming here specifically to give cannabis to their children?
I feel like it's more the reaction to people wanting to keep marijuana away from kids, and these irresponsible stoner parents are unable to make good decisions for their kids. That there's this stupid idea that because you use cannabis or grow cannabis or happen to have made brownies in your house, that inherently means that you're an irresponsible parent.
But you can have all the liquor you want in the house, knowing that kids get into the liquor cabinet, and there's no real laws against that. There's no, if your kid gets drunk, it's not child neglect.
Well, and in fact, in your own home, you are allowed to give your child alcohol. In your own home, you can make a decision to allow your child to drink, your underage child to drink.
As you should be able to, especially if you're trying to prove a point. But even if not, it's your fucking kid.
Well, I mean, culturally, so many, religious holidays are centered around the sharing of wine.
Had my first communion in second grade because I went to Catholic school.
Right.
So, wine.
Right, wine.
Second grade.
Yeah. Right or wrong, I'm not making the judgment. It's up to the parent to decide what makes the most sense.
Right.
So again, I just want people to be really, really knowledgeable about what these bills really entail before you go in and you shoot them down.
So it's quite possible that these bills are not horrible.
There's portions of them that are horrible, and there's portions of them that are better than the current law.
Now, when you say portions in them are horrible, is that more horrible than the current law that already currently exists?
I mean,
like if this goes into effect, are we going to lose out and gain a little?
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of like legalizing weed here. You can get class 1 felony for having a pound of weed, but you can have an ounce legally now.
Right.
Class 1 felony, for those of you playing the home game, is equivalent to first-degree murder. But we'll just go ahead and leave that out there.
Right. So there are some positives and negatives. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. If you're going to protest on Wednesday, which I know that Drug Policy Alliance has done a little fear-mongering, with the article in the paper this weekend, and people have shared that freaking all over Facebook. Just know what it is that you are protesting against, and you know what? Give a little bit. If you know that you would much rather have social services have to prove harm, then say that you agree with that portion of the bill, and talk about the portions of the bill that you disagree with, so that the legislators actually know that you know what you're talking about. But if you just say that this is terrible for parents and they're all going to go to jail, you're not going to be taken seriously, because that's not how the bill reads. Damn it.
I've seen some of the posts going around. I haven't reposted anything because I haven't had time to read the bill.
Talk to your friendly lawyer.
Well, I try not to repost stuff about bills until I read the bill, because I've seen things, or at least try to find the section that is the conspiracy part.
That's right.
Because sometimes that shit's in there. I mean, you go read these legit bills and you get to this clause and you're like,
who jumped that in there?
Wow. But then you see that it's, 212 pages, and it's like, oh, okay. You could pretty much stick it in that the president can fuck an elephant every Tuesday on, during Ramadan. I don't know what that even is, so I hope that doesn't offend anybody.
It's a whole month, so he could do it 4 times.
Dang, see? But you could hide some shit like that in a bill, and nobody's going to read that shit.
Right.
Well, who sits around and reads 212 pages of bullshit before they vote on it? I can't picture any of those pompous pricks doing that. So, although I wish those pompous pricks would listen to this show once in a while. If nothing else, just for entertainment, and then hear this and go, fuck, he's right.
I am a pompous prick.
I am a pompous prick, and I can fix this. I'm going to go to work tomorrow and make things better. But it's not going to happen.
Said nobody
Said
in
no
the government
politician
ever.
Oh,
I'm so glad you're back.
Oh, I'm glad to be back. I miss the ocean. I miss palm trees. But I hugged several palm trees. And I played in the ocean in Venice. I played in the ocean in San Francisco. I played in the ocean north of San Francisco and whatever the fuck towns those were.
Sounds perfect.
It was great. It's cold. The ocean is cold. But I don't care, because I was there for a different purpose.
That's right.
And it felt good. So love those close to you. Treat them well. You don't want to spend extra time regretting anything.
No.
For any reason.
No.
No matter how small, it'll get huge.
You're absolutely right.
Even if it's, use their shampoo and they say not to. I just made that up because, Jenny wasn't like that. But I couldn't think anything, so it's like, fuck, think of something, say something. But You sit on it and ponder it forever, and it's stupid.
That's right.
So love people. Hey, can we get one more shot of that before we go through the next shows for coming up? Yay.
Aw.
Because that's nice.
Thanks for co-hosting.
Yeah, see? It was nice to have you around. It's some days I think, I'm going to go right on her Facebook wall, and it's like, why? What the fuck for? I sit here and I talk to her all the time. You know, it's my invisible friend now. And I think, well, why would I do that? And so I don't. But it's weird how sometimes I think things, I say things, and it's like, oh, I'm going to bring you with me, and you're going to come with me. No, that's a painting of her. But I said it got weird in the car. The airbag light went off when I put that painting on the seat. I've traveled with heavy things on that seat, and that light doesn't go off.
Little light Jenny.
Yep. So that was pretty awesome. But anyways, what's going on this week? It's been a while since I've been around, so I don't even know.
The Adam Dunn Show. Bike will be on the show this week. They have some special guests from 8:30. Please, that would never happen in a million years.
Maybe 8:30 at night.
Not that's even too early. 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Thursday, of course, is the Hemp Connoisseur magazine, and then you and I will be back next week at 7, and maybe my dad will be on. That'd be fun.
I still want to get Warren on too, because
yes,
I've got
Bring
tons
him.
of yeah.
I'll give you his phone number.
I have to talk to him and say, hey, can we call you one of these weeks on the show and just get updates as to what's going on and what's happening? And
he made dinner last week. You missed it.
aw,
Yeah,
for the show, for here, or just he made dinner?
here.
Damn it.
Yeah, it was good.
He's like, fuck. He's still out of town, right? All right, I'm bringing.
No, he's back.
I'm bringing food. No, that's what he was saying.
Oh, right. No,
He's
no.
not around, right? Okay.
No.
Fuck. Let's make this awesome.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
Thank our sponsors, Edson Maton and Matt, Smile High Wellness, Noto Urban Garden Supply, Medical Marijuana of the Rockies, Run on Grass, and of course, Cuffle Collmore and Company.
So all those companies that she named, like,
Pay us.
seriously, thank you. I mean,
Oh.
you well, no, like thank you for giving us money to do this.
Right.
You know, we genuinely appreciate it. I mean, we get to come here every Monday, and it's not a job. It's fun. I mean, this is the quickest hour of the week. It's just lightning fast, and it's done. So everybody that you named, thank you.
Thank you. And
Thank
thanks
you.
you guys for watching so much. We'll see you next week.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.